Hi, welcome back to the Best Travel channel and welcome back to Manchester. I've been really looking forward to getting out of Preston and here we are. So I've got so much to show you and hopefully you enjoy the tour. This impressive town hall came as a result of Manchester's Industrial Revolution boom. It replaced the much smaller original town hall and was completed in 1877. Like many grand buildings, designers entered their designs as part of a competition. Alfred Waterhouse's winning design is iconically neo-Gothic, just as Fugin's House of Parliament in London, which was completed 1 year earlier. An extension was added in 1934. Two interesting bridges connect the older with the newer structures. Here we have a walkway which is part of the Arndale shopping centre, called Corporation Bridge. It opened in 1999. You may remember in my last Manchester video that the Irish Republican Army bombed this area in 1996, obliterating the original bridge. But strangely, this Victorian letterbox stayed perfectly intact. Sadly, the 14th century Salford Old Bridge no longer exists. It was replaced in 1838 by this arch bridge, Victoria Bridge, because the original was too narrow, and that was after they removed the jail from it. The Albert and Victoria bridges were named after Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, of course, although the Queen didn't visit her bridge until a decade later. There were many bridges named after her in all fairness. Also crossing the River Irwell is Blackfriars Bridge, which has stood since 1820. Funnily enough, a wooden bridge used to stand here, dating back to 1761, and it was built by a set of comedians who performed in a theatre nearby across the river in Salford. The bridge allowed the wealthy, whose riches funded the theatre, easier access to the theatre. Here we have Albert Bridge. Its beginnings can be found in Sessions House in Preston, when it was decided its predecessor was too dangerous to be left standing. Bridges in Manchester weren't without tragedy. At the River Irwell Railway Bridge, several workers died after a boat collided into them, while in 1844, a worker at Albert Bridge was crushed to death by a block being lowered. If you happen to have time up in Salford, you'll find Broughton Suspension Bridge, originally built in 1826. It was here that the 60th Rifle Corps marched in unison, causing a dangerous vibration to the bridge, which caused it to break and fall into the water. Luckily for them, the water was low at the time. As a result of this, soldiers in the UK were ordered to break march when marching on bridges. Sadly, the same couldn't be said across the English Channel. 200 soldiers in France died marching on a bridge in Angers. Down beneath by one of Castlefields viaducts is the Bridgewater Canal, where you'll also spot Merchant's Bridge. The bridge and viaducts were built within the last 50 years to increase transport links in the city. You may or may not be interested to know that the detailing of the viaducts inspired Puma with Manchester City's new shirt. There's some trivia for you. Manchester trams run regularly and all-day passes are available on an app called Get Me There. An all-day pass to zones 1 to 2, which includes Salford Quays and Manchester City Centre, cost £3.50. So we're here at Salford Quays now for the final part of my video today in Manchester and Salford. Similar to Preston Docks, and many docks like it, Manchester docks were opened in the latter years of Queen Victoria's reign. During its heyday, Manchester's docks saw cargo ships sailing to and fro Quebec in Canada. They fell to pressure in the 1970s, and were closed in the 1980s. Following their closure, the docks were regenerated to become the Salford Quays we know of today. One such example of a regeneration is Media City, a business park home to ITV Studios and ITV Granada, along with BBC. In fact, if you're a Coronation Street fan, you may be surprised to know the film set is not far from here. In a bid to decentralise itself from London, the BBC was the first of Media City's TV tenants in 2006. And now BBC Breakfast, BBC Sport and CBBC are all based here. I wonder if Mr. Tumble will sign my tea towel. With a pen, not with his hands of course. That'd be a bit of a wasted journey. Whether you're young or old, you've likely watched Blue Peter, a kids' TV programme that is well known for its badges, pets, presenters, and its ability to show us how to turn lots of stuff destined for the bin into one priceless thing destined for the bin. The Blue Peter gardens which were used for filming were heavily vandalised while in London. They were recreated here in Salford, and keen enthusiasts can spot Easter eggs, like Petra the dog. Petra was the first and longest lasting dog on the show, from 1962 to 1977. Here we have Orsdale Hall, Salford's oldest building. Its Grand Hall was constructed in 1512, while other parts are over 600 years old. It was home to the Radcliffe family, and they lived here for hundreds of years. But the Radcliffes were royalists, and in the English Civil War they lost Orsdale Hall. The sad irony of the story is that Alexander Radcliffe, the then owner, was arrested for being a very loyal royalist politician to King Charles, King Charles actually dissolved Parliament from 1629 to 1640 because he didn't think his politicians were loyal enough to his position as king. A place that probably doesn't need an introduction, but I'm gonna do one anyway. This is Old Trafford, one of football's most legendary stadiums, home to one of the world's most well-known clubs, Manchester United. But what's the story behind this giant club? Manchester United were formed by railwaymen in 1878, just under 6 miles away from Trafford in Newton Heath. Old Trafford was constructed in 1909, using the designs of Archibald Leach, who was behind numerous football stadia in Britain. Old Trafford can hold 75,000 fans, and Manchester United went from strength to strength, amassing 66 trophies, making them the 5th most decorated club in the world. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, the club won over half of these trophies. Well, that's all I've got time for today, but I do hope you've enjoyed it. Be sure to join me next time. Thank you and take care.